Okay, so life mastery. We're up to performance states. All right, so we've covered some pretty good information so far. All right, so in the first module, we have gone over goal setting and how you can create successful goals in life so you can work towards something. We have also covered habits and rituals, okay, in module two. So being able to identify self sabotaging habits and rituals that you had in life and reprogrammed your mind to install new ones, so more successful winning habits. All right, so we're going to move on today towards creating ideal performance states and optimal states of being in your life. All right, so my goal with this workshop is I want you to walk away today with the skills to create your ideal performance state on demand. Okay, I want you to walk away with a better understanding of why you can anchor a state of being. Okay, and I want you to walk away with the confidence and skill to create the life that you desire. So, first of all, okay, let's talk about a peak energy state. So, peak energy state is just an ideal state of being for a specific experience in your life. Example, you want to be happy with your family, you might want to be motivated with your career at work, etc. Okay, so what is meant by a state of being? A state of being is a quality of your present experience. All right, so how you are showing up. And wouldn't you agree that knowing how you can change your how you show up in life, it gives you a lot of power in your life. So think of all the events in your life, right? Okay, do they require a different energy off you? And the answer is yes, of course. Okay, so think about how you're showing up when you're at work. Okay, so they require you to be pretty damn focused. They require you to be very motivated or driven to be able to get that stuff done that needs to be done at work. All right. However, sometimes at work, right, you might get a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit anxious, a little bit, on edge and stressed about all the stuff that you might be doing. Okay, just imagine if you kept that state of being and went home and spent time with your family. Like they're going to pick up on that, right? It's not an optimal state of being for that situation or circumstance in your life. So therefore, knowing how to change that state of being and be more present, happy, and maybe even have an overwhelming sense of gratitude because you're actually there spending time with your family. Like, how many people in life don't get to do that? All right. So, as you can see, like, it's important to know how you can change your state of being, and like, how is it that our state of being can affect the situations in our life? All right, so basically, our current state of being will change the way that we see the outside world, and therefore change the outcome. All right, so if we are at work and we are overwhelmed with all the tasks that we need to do, right, and we're in that state of overwhelm, all we're going to see is all the stuff that we're going to get done. All right, we're going to be stressed out and most likely be thinking like, yeah, how am I going to get this done? I won't be able to get this done. Like, how am I going to have time for myself? You're going to have all those sorts of thoughts, and that's like how you're seeing the situation. You might feel overwhelmed. All right, and think about a circumstance in your life when you've been in that position. All right. However, if you were able to change your state of being and be like, I am friggin' driven today, all right, and you walk in that office, you walk in your workplace, all right, and you've got all these tasks that you want to get done, and you are so friggin' driven, right? You're not going to see it like that. You're going to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to get all this stuff done. Look at this. I'm going to kick goals today. I'm going to it's going to be a breeze. I'm just going to attack all this stuff in life and get it done. Right? It's going to be a totally different outcome to what it would be if you approached it feeling overwhelmed. Right? Pretty simple, but yet so many people find themselves in positions, where they're feeling overwhelmed or they're in a state of being and can't change or lack the ability to change their state in order to get a different outcome. So simple example here, right? So how did you wake up this morning? All right, did you wake up with a bit of spring in your step, full of energy and vitality, like you just want to kick goals in life? Or did you wake up like feeling down and a bit depressed or stressed out or still tired, like how is that going to affect the rest of your day? And I'm sure that you've been in both situations in life before. And just take a second now and look, feel, think, and see like how both of those situations panned out in your day. All right, I know for myself, I've been in situations in life when I was like probably a little bit stressed out, had a poor diet and lifestyle at the time, and I woke up feeling tired and feeling unmotivated and feeling all those things. And I got up out of bed after I hit snooze probably about 5 times and tried to go on with my day, and I was just had probably the most average day. However, now like I wake up in the morning, no matter how I feel in the day, I've got the ability to change my state. And before I walk out my door, all right, I am in a motivating state of being. Depending on what I'm doing, like I'm on point, right? And I'm not saying you have to be on point all the time. Everyone's got obviously their ups and downs, but if I've got shit to do throughout the day and I've got to be in a particular state of being, I'm going to make sure I'm in that state before I leave my door. Okay. Um, and as you would have seen in the habits and rituals, all right, creating that morning ritual which will enable you to really get in that state is very, very vital. So you're probably watching this on your phone, or you might be even on your laptop. The same thing applies with your laptop. So can you explain to me how a cell phone can connect and call anyone in the world, no matter where they are, um, and without being physically connected? Like, what's going on there? Right? Doesn't it blow your mind that you can literally pick your phone up, all right, call your mum, your parents, your family who might be on the other side of the planet or might be in the other town or whatever it might be, or you can call them, talk to them in real time without any wires being connected. Like, what the hell is going on there? Like, obviously, your phone's connecting to something, right? And that's connecting to the field, all right? So, how does this relate to your state of being? So, does this only relate to technology, or does it relate to people as well? Well, the answer is yes, it does relate to human beings. Actually relates to everything in life, but we're not going to cover this in this topic. All right, but I just want you to know that your body is constantly sending out and receiving information everywhere. All right, and we touched on it briefly in habits and rituals in the module before that, like, our senses are constantly taking in information. We're constantly sending out information, right? So depending on what information is coming in, that can affect our state of being. Inversely, what information we're sending out can change the outcome. Okay? So, how does this relate to your state of being? Well, your state of being affects the way that you see your world and how you interact with it. So, based on the information that's coming in, that's going to trigger or create different responses in your body. All right? We're going to cover it in a moment, our stress response. All right, so basically, based on the information coming in, it's going to trigger something in you. Okay, that's going to shift your state of being. All right, if you become anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed, whatever it may be, that's going to affect the way that you see what's going on in your life. Inversely, though, like, it can work the other way. Like, you've got all this information coming in, you can feel motivated, you can feel happy, you can feel inspired, like all these other things, and have a totally different experience just based on how you respond to them, based on what sort of state of being you're in to respond to that experience or circumstance in your life. So therefore, your state of being is changing the way that you interact with the world and therefore affecting how you experience those events and circumstances in your life. So wouldn't you agree? Okay, so for an example, wouldn't you agree that if you were only ever in a state of lack in your life, all you would ever see and experience in your life is lack? Okay, pretty self-explanatory, right? But however, if somebody was feeling really full of health and vitality, really energetic, like, they're gonna have a totally different state of being. All right, they're gonna have a totally different experience of life. They're gonna experience life to its fullest. They're gonna see the abundance in life. They're gonna see the opportunities in life. All right, the total experience in life is gonna be different. Okay, you could have two people standing right beside each other, right? The exact same career path, the exact same, like, everything is identical. However, one person is going to be in a state of anxiety and stress, all right, thinking about something else, okay, and the other person is just fully present, energetic, and fully in an opportunistic mindset, right? They're going to be presented with this opportunity, right? One person is going to have a head full of self doubt or self sabotaging thoughts and beliefs, right? So they're not going to act on that opportunity. The other person is just going to pounce on it and take it. It's going to be like, hell yeah, I'm going to take full advantage of this opportunity to better my life. All right. So what do we know so far? So we know that how you are thinking and feeling can affect how an event or circumstance appears in your life. However, also how an external event or circumstance appears in your life, you can change how you are thinking and how you're feeling. Wow. So basically, what's going on inside my body and mind is going to change the way that an experience or event appears to me in life. But how something appears to me in life can change how I am thinking and feeling on the inside of my body and my mind. Whoa. So therefore, it's like going both ways there. Crazy, right? So this blew me away a little bit, and it took me a little bit to get my head around it. When we get further into the course, into this program, when we get down to going quantum, you're going to have a full understanding of what is going on there. But we don't need to know all that yet. Okay? Just know that what's going on inside of you can change what is going on outside of you, right? And what is going on outside of you can change what is going on inside of you. All right? That's all you need to know for now. All right, so therefore, you could have things outside of you that trigger things inside of you and change the way that you are in life. All right, this can be a good thing, like I said before, but it can also be very destructive. So, by responding or being triggered by the same event or circumstance over and over repeatedly in life is going to create what we call an anchor. Okay, and just thinking back to the lesson last week, talking about habits and rituals, when we repeat something over and over and over again, it's going to create a habit, so an automated response. So just say if you have something in your external environment triggering you and you keep responding to it in the same way, that's going to become an automated response. It's going to be something that's happening subconsciously, right? It's things that can happen subconsciously you're not really aware of. So you could have all these external triggers in your life that are triggering different responses in you, right? Anchoring you to them emotionally, all right, and you are totally unaware of it. Okay, that's pretty crazy. And like I said before, it can be a friggin' amazing thing. It's really inspiring, motivating. You can create some really, really motivating and inspiring anchors. However, like it can work the other way. You can have negative anchors in life. All right, and everybody's got something that they are working on in life, and like just say an example for me would be like earlier on in my life was like, you know, my older sister and I, we might have clashed a few times when we were younger, and before I had become aware of that negative response or that negative trigger in my life, if she said something, like it would get me on edge. Like it should really be pressing my buttons, right? But it wasn't until I could become aware of that and reprogram that habit, create a new response to that, I could make a different anchor in my life in response to that situation or event. Okay, so how would it change? Just think about something for me. So just think about like something in your life that triggers you. All right, it can be good or bad. All right, so for this purpose, just thinking something that you get negatively triggered by. All right, and just think how it could be changed if you responded to it differently. Would there be a different outcome? Well, there would be a different outcome if you changed how you responded to it. Okay? So remember, everything that's going on outside of you is really a reflection of what's going on inside of you. So what does that mean? It's like, hey, you see like something happens in your life, in an event or circumstance, and you see it as a stressful event. So you've got that stress inside of you. All right, it's not the actual event or circumstance. It's just the way that you're responding to it or seeing it. All right. So your stress inside of you is really only a reflection Oh, sorry, the stress that you're seeing outside of you in this representation of this event or circumstance is really only a representation of the stress that you're creating or feeling inside of you. I hope that makes sense. But again, guys, we have the Life Mastery support group online. So if any of this is not making sense for you, you throw your questions up there, and I'll be able to get back to you about this. So remember the first time I learned this, I was like, what the hell does that even mean? But like, believe when you can see it in that way, it's like, that stress which is inside of you. You might not be aware of it, but it's inside of you at that time, and you're seeing it outside of you in this representation of these circumstances and events. Just know it's not that circumstance or event. It's just a representation of the stress inside of you. Okay. However, like, see it in the other way, like an event or circumstance that happens in your life and which really excites you and like really motivates you and really makes you feel that passion and inspiration, and you think that it's that external event or circumstance. Hey, it's really what's going on inside of you that's allowing you to see it in that way. So it can be really, really powerful too. So moving on from that, I just want you to start thinking and wrapping your head around the idea of your mind and body connection. All right, so your body is an extension of your mind, meaning your mind is your body, and your body is also your mind. The two parts make the one whole, and your physical body is a representation of your mental body. Okay, just like we talked about before, the external is a representation of the internal and vice versa. All right. So you can use your physical body to access different states of being and vice versa. And to think about this or wrap your head around this, just think about yoga and Tai Chi. So all those physical practices where you're moving your body, getting into different postures or positions, and that's going to allow you to create more awareness and allow you to get into heightened states of being. So, of the many things that can affect your state of being, right, there are four main responsive triggers that we can use to hack into our body-mind system. They are, one, your thoughts, all right, and basically the way you can think about this is like, let's say if you are in a state of stress or a state of overwhelm, like what sort of thoughts are you having? Put yourself in a position in your life where you can just experience that again. Right? Inversely, again, you can work the other way. What sort of thoughts are you having when you're happy and inspired? Same thing, your feelings. So how you're feeling about situations and events and circumstances can definitely change your feelings and your emotions. And oftentimes you get asked, hey, what's the difference between a feeling and an emotion? So the feeling is happiness, or the feeling is angry, overwhelmed, and the emotion is actually the act of that feeling. So I am feeling happiness. So the emotion is happiness. So it's like the state of the act of experiencing that feeling. Okay, then also we have our body language. So how we're holding our body, right, that can also be affected. So a confident person is going to carry themselves really high and proud. All right, and somebody who's unhappy is going to be walking around, or stressed, sorry, is going to be walking around with their shoulders slunched forward, head hung low. All right, not only that, it's going to change your breathing too. All right, so the way that you're experiencing it, so your state of being is going to affect your breathing. So how's this, right? Our thoughts affect our feelings affect emotions affect our body language and our breath, and vice versa. So all these things interrelate, all these things affect each other. So basically you have the power to change your state with the ability to hack into at least one or two or even three or all of those areas and change your state. So the first thing that you want to do, which is the easiest thing to hack into, is your breath. So your breath is something that is quite physical, like you can consciously change your breathing, okay? So it is the easiest way to interrupt a negative state, all right, and balance out how you're actually being before you can create an ideal performance state. Easiest way to do that is box breathing. So with your breath, right, there's only three things you can do, right? There's breathing in, there's pausing or holding, and there's breathing out. So with box breathing is used by many people in high positions. So like people in the military are using this, like SAS, Secret Service, like high people are using this stuff, all right? High level business people and entrepreneurs are using this stuff. There's obviously something really special about this technique. This technique allows you to gain control. So you are in control of every aspect of your breath. So if you have a practice now, it's like breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 2, 3, 4. And hold 2, 3, 4. Breathing in 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, it like changes your state of being quite easily. All right. So in respect to our performance state or our ideal state of being, and creating that, like a visual representation of this really quick is like your performance triangle. So we've got our thoughts up the top, right? Feelings and emotions down in one corner, and then we've got our body language and our breath. All right. So it's like being able to hack into those areas to create an overall whole. And like I said, the easiest thing to hack into is the breath, right? So that's why I showed you that one first. All right, so we're going to actually go through a process now on how you can create your ideal state of being. So, like I said in the habits and rituals module, it's like, hey, I wake up in the morning and I have a look at what I want to complete for the day or what that event or circumstance is in my life. All right. So I think to myself, I'm like, hey, I ask myself a question: how am I meant to show up today to get this done? Like, what's the best possible version of me to be able to get this done? All right. And like my mind, something's just going to pop up in my mind. It's going to be like, hey, I've got to be really motivated and driven today to get all this done. All right. So we start going through this process, and the easiest way to do this is like get out a piece of paper and actually go through this stuff here. Like, so you write down, so what thoughts are you having when you are wanting to be motivated and driven? And I'm like, so for me, if I ask myself a question, hey, what thoughts do I need to be having to be able to be motivated and driven? And it's like, for me, I just have this one thought that gets me motivated straight away. And like I said, repeat this stuff over and over. It's like an anchor. It's a habit. So I say to myself, I'm like, come on, get this shit done. Get it done. Come on, get it done. It's got to be done. All right. As soon as I say that, I get like motivated straight away. I don't even have to go through this process because it's so automated. I can just literally hack into that one thing and I'm there. That's how powerful this stuff is. But going through the process, it's like, what thoughts are you having? So think about an event or circumstance in your life that is quite frequent, like something that you have to show up as frequently. All right, and just choose that event or circumstance and let's go through this process. And if at any point you need to pause the video, just pause the video and we'll start again. But if you can think, like, it's good to have like a little handful of states that you can just draw upon, like, rather than having all these different ones that are you might have to pick out here and there. It's like going to a restaurant and there's like about 1,000 things on the menu, right? You don't know what to pick. But if you have like a handful of really powerful states or stuff that you know and you're confident in and you're certain with, right? You can just quickly go to that and just draw upon that straight away. Like, it just takes a lot of the uncertainty out of it for you. All right, so the most powerful way to do this is just pick like a handful of states that you want to frequent pretty regularly, and then just sort of create this same structure and write it down for each one of those states. But yeah, so for me, it's like motivated and driven. So I'm thinking, yeah, I've got to get this done. Like, it's got to get done. Let's do it. Come on, hurry up, get it done. All right, that's what I say to myself. So they're the thoughts I'm having. So I would write that down on a piece of paper. Next, it's like, what feelings are you feeling? And what So I'm feeling like like I said, I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling driven. Okay, what emotions am I feeling? So I'm feeling those feelings of just like passion and just I've got that overwhelming feeling of just drive and purpose. Like I'm feeling unstoppable. Like I've got to I'm getting this done. Like nothing is going to stand in my way. And really allow yourself to feel it and experience it, because the more that you can emotionally anchor this stuff in, the easier it is for you to slip back into that state. All right, and think of it like this: like how many things in your life that you have a strong negative emotional response to? Why are they so? Why do they show back up in life so much? It's because you got that strong emotional response. So if you can flip it around and have a strong, constructive emotional response to something, it's gonna just create more of that. So how wouldn't you want more constructive things happening in your life? Yes, of course you would. All right, so once we've done our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we're going to be moving on to how you're holding your body, how you're breathing. So it's like, hey, for me, I want to feel motivated and driven. I'm not sitting there slunched over. I'm like sitting there, shoulders back. I might even like get up and move my body around. I'm like, yeah, throw my arms in the air. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get this done. Come on, like get moving. It's like fuck, like pump yourself up. Um, And like even if you have to swear, like I just swore then, swearing's perfectly natural. Like let it out. Whatever you want to feel, whatever you want to say to yourself, just let it out. It's like fuck yeah, I need to get this stuff done. Say it. All right. There's nothing wrong with it. All right. Just don't judge it. Just whatever you've got to do for yourself, do it. All right. Whatever you've got to do to get into that state, just do it. All right, so going back to holding your body, it's like I'm standing up proud. I've got my shoulders back. I've got my chest up. I'm holding myself higher. I'm powerful. I'm feeling powerful, you know? All right, I'm breathing. My breathing's deep. I've got deep breaths. I'm allowing myself to just get fully in that state and immerse myself in that state. All right, so what I want you to do is just go away and download the link that's below this video. All right, it's going to have a template for 5 states. With those 5 states, I want you to go through and write what thoughts are you having, what feelings are you having, how are you feeling them, like what emotions are you feeling, how are you holding your body, and are you breathing heavy, slow, deep. All right, how are you breathing, guys? This is really, really powerful stuff. Make sure you do this stuff daily, okay? So, like in the habits and rituals section, it's like every morning I'm setting that ideal performance state. Honestly, do it every day this week. Do it for the next 21 days. Create a habit. You know that by repeating something at least 21 days in your life, you're going to create that habit. So, get up every morning for the next 21 days and you create your state based off what you need to get done, all right? And make a massive shift in your life. And you will see it and you will experience. Just get it done. Okay, so I hope you've got something from this video, and remember to be really interactive in that group, and any questions or something you're not certain on, just throw it in there, all right? Because more often than not, someone's probably got that same question, and we're going to get back to you, all right, and answer that for you. So anyway, guys, that's enough out of me for this video. I'll see you in the next module.